If I Wasn't a Fraud or Afraid by James Garside. If I wasn't a fraud or afraid, I'd write well every day. I'd finish that bloody novel. I'd finish any writing at all. I'd have the courage to live and pursue my dreams. I'd see failure as a necessary part of success, not a permanent condition. I'd be a better person. I'd be kinder, happier, and more forgiving. I'd be generous with my time and my affection. I wouldn't be such a fucking coward. I wouldn't be scared shitless of public speaking. I'd know what to say. I'd have the courage to speak out. I'd have the courage to speak to you, speak to her, speak to anyone. I'd lead by example and be worthy of being followed. I'd be out there on the front line living my dreams. I'd do the things that I encourage others to do. I'd wipe the slate clean and start again, any number of times, as long as it takes to get it right. There would be gold in them woods. I'd gladly trade a long life for a life well lived. I'd love unconditionally without holding back for fear of getting hurt. I wouldn't try to get you before you get me. I'd speak the truth all the time. I'd tell you that your bum does look big in this. I'd be an activist in body and in deed. I'd speak out about the government. I'd be an outspoken human rights activist and not just a member of Amnesty International. I'd pay all my taxes towards schools, hospitals, and public services. I'd refuse to pay taxes towards nuclear proliferation, raping the earth, or blowing the shit out of third world countries. I'd beat politicians at their own game. I'd beat politicians full stop. I'd try harder. I'd man up and grow a pair. I'd bring the normals to their knees. I'd be someone else, someone good. I'd stop quoting other people and speak my own thoughts in my own language. I'd live or die, but either way, just shut up and get on with it. I wouldn't cry so much or feel so ashamed. I wouldn't despise myself. I wouldn't wince when someone shows me any sign of love. I'd undress with the lights on and sleep with the lights off. I'd be able to sleep at night and look at myself in the mirror in the morning. Clowns wouldn't eat me in my sleep. I'd be much less concerned with what you think about me. I'd be easier to live with and able to live with myself. I'd be happy in my own skin. I wouldn't take out on you what I'm really taking out on myself. I wouldn't make rhetorical statements or ask rhetorical questions. Would I? I'd still have more questions than answers, but at least they'd be interesting questions. I'd cook meals for my friends. I'd actually have friends. I'd be proud of my achievements. I wouldn't seek approval from an indifferent world. I'd tell my boss to shove it and move on to better things. I'd quit my job and move to Japan. I'd give my whole heart to Japan. I'd be unflinching in my honesty and my love. I'd be a more faithful lover and a more loving friend. I'd spend less time dicking around on the internet. I'd stop shouting at people on the internet. I wouldn't be such a dick all of the time on the internet. I'd brush my teeth twice a day. I'd always wear matching socks. I'd have already finished what I haven't begun. Death wouldn't be tapping his watch and laughing at me. I'd probably live in Japan. I'd probably make my living as a writer. I'd probably speak publicly on a semi-professional basis. I'd probably teach creative writing. I'd still want the moon on a stick. I'd still have 101 things on my to-do list. It wouldn't matter so much in the end. You wouldn't be reading this.